Day 5 of this jaw-dropping courtroom circus has officially ended, and what just came out? Oh baby, it's the kind of stuff that'll shake the whole entertainment industry to its core. The names of the celebrities allegedly involved with Diddy, they're not just whispered anymore. They're being handed over to jurors on official paper. We're talking A-listers, not just background party guests. And hold up, it gets messier. One of Diddy's former bodyguards just came forward, and he's not holding back anymore. Nope. He straight up said that Diddy paid him to keep his mouth shut about the disgusting things he saw behind the scenes. Paid off. That's hush money, baby. This is not just about Diddy anymore. This is about a whole ring, a sickening network of enablers and who've been covering for him for years. And now, that wall of silence is crumbling fast.
Here's why Michael B. Jordan, Kanye West, and more celebrities were name-dropped at Sean Diddy Combs' trial. As jury selection in the mogul sex trafficking trial got underway May 5th in New York, NBC News reports prospective jurors were shown a list of more than 100 names of people and places that may be referenced during the trial, including actors Michael B. Jordan, Mike Myers, and rapper Kanye West. While the aforementioned celebrities are not implicated in the case, the potential jurors were asked whether they knew any of the names listed and whether it would impact their ability to be impartial, per the outlet. Attorneys did not share an explanation for the list. The names of women who have taken legal action against Combs were also on the list, including his ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura, whose November 2023 sexual abuse lawsuit against the rapper was settled one day after it was filed. Danity Kane alum Dawn Richard, who accused Combs of sexual assault in a lawsuit filed in September, was also listed. Combs has denied any wrongdoing in both cases.
And just when you thought it couldn't get darker, the walls proceeded ever closer together. And now, you can let us help you.org, May 3. Are you worried? It absolutely does. As this trial storms on, key witnesses, people who were supposed to testify against Diddy, are literally vanishing, showing up. And word on the street from sources close to Diddy, this is just the beginning.
And whenever these trials come about, the closer you get to the trial date, a lot of things start happening to remove people from the case that are going to strengthen the case for the prosecution. And I feel like we're watching that take place now with one of the male sex worker guys who provided tapes to the feds. He's disappeared. And this is similar to what happened in the Tory Lanez case, where the bodyguard whose DNA was on the weapon, he disappeared. So I expect to see a lot of strange things take place. I expect to see the defense team do a lot of steps to lighten the image of Combs, and we've been watching that take place.
From what you know about him, Sean Combs, obviously the perception of him has changed dramatically since these allegations were made and since he got charged. I mean, from everything we're seeing now, he seems a very unpleasant, nasty, violent piece of work. Is that a correct assessment?
The assessment is going to be correct. So what I've learned is whenever you see a gentleman like this from affluence and power, whenever they have an addiction to MDMA or the drug ecstasy, they call it the love drug. So he's been doing this drug for over 20 years. So that's going to lead his view skewed when it comes to sexual activity. I believe it's helped turn him into a sexual deviant.
And let's talk about what happens to people who dare to speak up. Let's just say it never ends well. Remember that episode of Piers Morgan? Big homie CC, the celebrity bodyguard, was brave enough to speak out against Diddy. And what did he get in return? Threats. Real ones. Now tell me, do you think it's a coincidence that Kim Porter, yes, Diddy's ex, passed away suddenly from pneumonia? People aren't buying it. Something is seriously sinister here. Something absolutely foul is happening behind closed doors, and this trial, it's barely scratched the surface.
Right. Well, Pierce, let me ask you a question. From your journalistic perspective, have you ever noticed how in this industry, people untimely meet their demise as soon as somebody else seems like they're having a problem? Have you ever seen that before?
Well, there was, of course, the case of one of his other ex-girlfriends, Kim Porter, who died of pneumonia at a very young age. You just referenced your own situation with pneumonia that you believe was deliberate poisoning. Do you believe that may be what happened to her?
Why are so many people coming down with pneumonia? Why is that happening to everybody? What is that about? Where have you ever seen this many cases of pneumonia associated with one situation. So, you know.
There were rumors.
I'm not saying.
Well, I was going to mention on this that there have been rumors circulating online that Diddy may have poisoned Jamie Foxx, which caused his 2023 hospitalization. In his Netflix show, he compared Combs to the devil in revealing his near-death experience after a brain bleed and stroke. He said, I say this all the time, I saw the tunnel, I didn't see the light. It was hot in that tunnel. I thought, shit, have I gone to the wrong place? I looked up the end of the tunnel and I thought I saw the devil saying, come on, or was that Puffy? I'm effing around, but if that was Puffy, at a flaming bottle of Johnson.
And now, Justin Bieber is finally breaking his silence. He waited nearly a year before even touching this mess, and suddenly, just when celebrities start getting named, Justin's out here acting brand new, backing away, playing innocent. We have to ask, was this strategic? Is Justin hiding something too? Or is he just now realizing that Diddy's ship is sinking and he better jump off fast?
Justin Bieber breaking his silence on the ordeal after months of speculation over their one-time relationship. His rep telling ET, although Justin is not among Sean Combs' victims, there are individuals who were genuinely harmed by him. Shifting focus away from this reality detracts from the justice these victims rightfully deserve. Bieber's questionable connection to Diddy piquing interest online as the rap mogul's indictment for sex and racketeering charges, which he denies, made headlines. Old clips of the two hanging out while Justin was underage resurfacing.
Let's just go get some girls. Let's go get some girls.
Man after my heart, that's what I'm talking about. We hit him like this, so me and you walking, we hanging out, you know, a little later on the night after the Usher concert.
There's also this old Jimmy Kimmel Live segment, adding to fan fears about what might have gone down with Diddy.
Got me a Lamborghini.
Oh, well, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last
He
time.
had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Oh, apparently not.
Some things, everything ain't for everybody.
This all comes as Bieber's followers are worried for him, the singer's erratic social media posts causing concern week after week, the Beliebers asking if what he's seen behind the scenes of the industry.
And the testimonies just keep getting wilder. Von Reard, a member of Danity Kane's, a band created by Diddy himself, took the stand, and she did not hold back. She told the court exactly what kind of monster Diddy was behind the scenes. She witnessed his rage, she said, saw him explode, saw the control he had over his artists. And now she's suing him for her voice. It's joining the chorus of brave souls exposing Diddy's empire.
Richard joined Combs' group Diddy Dirty Money after Danity Kane disbanded. While on the stand, she told jurors that she saw Combs hit Ventura with a skillet full of eggs at his Los Angeles home in 2009. Richard added, "I was scared for her. I was scared to do anything." Richard's testimony in Combs' ongoing trial comes 8 months after she accused the rapper in a lawsuit of subjecting her to years of inhumane working conditions, which included groping, assault, and false imprisonment. The lawsuit, filed in September, obtained by E! News, stated, Mr. Combs frequently held meetings with Ms. Richard wearing only his underwear, despite Ms. Richard's protests and repeated requests for him to put on clothing. In her filing, the 41-year-old also alleged that Combs ordered her to strip down to her underwear, made demeaning remarks about her body, and entered her dressing room unannounced while she was unclothed, and touched her without her permission under the guise of showing the stylist what to do.
You understand? Because you might not like it. Something is wrong if you don't think that dude groomed that young girl. Took that impressionable young girl who wanted to be a star, who wanted all her dreams that she had to come true, and fed her drugs, fed her pills, fed her alcohol, and fed her mushrooms and things that she never took before to F her mind up, and then put her in a position that she thought that what little that she had, that she didn't want to lose it. If you didn't think that he did something and did that to her, bruh, I gotta say something wrong with you.
Everything. Diddy tried to hide. It's all spilling out now, and it's bad. So bad that even his lawyers have stopped trying to deny it. They're literally telling the jury, we know what he did is impossible to excuse. They're calling their own client violent. Like, what? Can you even imagine how horrible it has to be for your own legal team to admit you're a walking disaster?
Now, here's Fox. Go ahead, Rob.
What jurors heard today were tales of appalling physical abuse by Sean Combs as prosecutors portrayed him as a monster who controlled people and plied them with drugs, threats, money, brandishing guns during these on-camera sexual performances that he liked to call freak-offs. And in fact, jurors were shown for the first time today that horrifying videotape. Combs brutally beating and dragging his then-girlfriend. And then a male escort took the witness stand, and he talked about how he saw firsthand that same young woman repeatedly battered by the defendant, who then tried to bribe a hotel security guard with a stack of cash to get rid of the evidence. In opening statements, what struck me was how the defense attorney openly admitted that her client committed domestic violence, but then tried to argue, well, that's not sex trafficking for which he's charged. Technically, yes, but it is an underlying crime in the racketeering case against him, which includes kidnapping, arson, sex crimes, bribery, obstruction, all part of this alleged criminal enterprise run by Sean Combs. His attorney also admitted to the jury that her client's conduct is, quote unquote, indefensible, and that he may be a sexual deviant, but that doesn't make him a criminal, which strikes me as not a terribly great defense.
But wait, if you thought Diddy was laying low before his arrest, think again. On the actual day he got arrested, while supposedly preparing to surrender in New York, Diddy was still partying in freak-off mode. Police busted into his hotel room, and what did they find? $9,000 in cash and bags full of baby oil and Astroglide. Yes, you heard that right. Homeland Security's own special agent, Yasin Binda, testified about it. This wasn't a setup. This was what they found during the raid. It's like Diddy didn't even care anymore. He was still playing his sick games while the walls were crashing down.
Signed them on the 6051 form. What was found in the closet? They then show a picture to the jury, and it was plastic bags full of Johnson & Johnson baby oil and Astroglide bottles. And you're telling me Diddy is still doing this, knowing that they have already raided his house, knowing that they are about to blow down on him? What was found in the bathroom? Several bottles of baby oil, and they showed that picture to the jury. Now the bedroom. What was found in the Louis Vuitton bag? Medication in the name of Frank Black. That is the name that Cassie Ventura said Diddy used as an alias. And what was the medicine? Bags of pink powder found in the medicine bottles. And then they showed a picture to the jury of it being found and tested by Customs and Border Patrol. Reading from the slip where they tested it from, the pink powder was found to be K and MA in the bottle. And then they actually passed around the physical evidence to the jury. What was found in the black mini backpack? $9,000.
Now everyone's scared. And I mean everyone. Justin Bieber isn't the only celeb backing off. Even Will Smith and megachurch pastor T.D. Jakes are stepping out of the spotlight, trying to vanish before those courtroom tapes are played. They know what's coming, and they know their names are on that list. But here's the real gag. This isn't even new information. Diddy's former alleged Jonathan Audie tried to sound the alarm way back in 2018. He told investigators that Diddy pimped out Cassie and hosted freak-offs for rich men. No one believed him. They said he was crazy, that he was trying to tarnish a mogul's name. Sound familiar? It's the same thing they said about Orlando Brown when he tried to speak up. These people were blackballed, silenced, labeled as nuts, and now it turns out they were telling the truth.
Diddy and Ross, which they good buddies, okay? They're gay.
Who?
Both. Diddy and Ross. And Khaled. They're all gay. Okay?
DJ Khaled, Rick Ross, and P. Diddy?
Yeah.
They're all gay?
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
Khaled is a Hamas supporter. Okay?
Who supporter?
Hamas.
Hamas. Yeah.
Sorry, I said it wrong.
No worry.
Hamas supporter. Okay?
Right.
I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate, tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard a lot.
Hidden in plain sight.
It's hidden.
I think I see what you're saying.
Okay, how do I know this?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. How do you know this?
Do you know Sean Combs?
We made love. We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you seen Busta in the airport too. That motherfucker tried to act like he didn't know you. You smashed Drake?
No, I never smashed.
Oh, you made love to Drake.
And Cat Williams. What's his name?
Bro, you smashing a lot of people.
What's the name? Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard. Usher. Usher's a gusher. And
watch as Cat Williams calls out Bishop T.D. Jakes, and watch as T.D. Jakes and Gino Jennings responds.
I came in this business saying I was going to expose. When I talked about Michael Jackson, when I talked about R. Kelly, they canceled me for these things because why would you talk about another black dude? Race is not where the line is drawn. It's God's side and the other side. And we don't care nothing about the other side. Period. All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is, TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
Good, I'm good. I'm fine. I'm good because I know the truth.
TD Jakes, do not speak against homosexuality.
So what's Diddy's legal team doing now? Oh, just pulling out the same old tired race card. They're crying that Diddy is being targeted because he's black, but the moment the details started leaking, the whole race defense collapsed like a house of cards. Nobody's buying it anymore. Not when they see what this man has done.
His lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, made it very clear that race is going to be front and center.
Let's switch our focus to the government. In my opinion, I'm just going to say it the way it is. No friend historically of the successful black man, okay? None. And they start making this case, in my opinion, as a takedown of a successful black man. Here's a man who has made some of the most important businesses owned by a black man. Run, owned, created, founded. The vision was that of a black man. What have we done? We have reduced him, not everyone, but a large amount of our society, to being a monster. That should make us shake in our boots.
So, Mark Agnifilo, obviously white.
Yes.
The co-counsel is Tenny Garrigus, white. And Mark Garrigus, her dad, who we're told is going to play a significant part in this case, white.
Well, and let's remember, you're going to have at least one witness and probably a parade of witnesses of black females who are going to claim they were victimized by Diddy. And so in order to give sort of a human face to that, maybe suggest that that's not the case, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, the jury is finding cues in every piece of evidence, but also who's representing him. And if they just have a bunch of white folks sort of defending him, all those black female alleged victims maybe going to look like they're being targeted by his high-priced legal team.
Because now we have real proof. Diddy wasn't just out here acting shady, he was actively paying people off. A former LAPD officer who worked at one of the hotels where the freak-offs happened testified that Diddy handed him a giant wad of cash to keep silent, and guess what? That cop had video footage, real footage, the kind that's now being used in court to take Diddy down once and for all.
The first witness to testify was Officer Israel Flores. He was the security officer back in 2016 when we saw that now infamous recording of Sean Combs allegedly beating Cassie Ventura in that hotel hallway. We heard from him. We watched the video in its entirety from multiple angles in order to see exactly what unfolded. And as we watch this video, I want to say, by the way, everything we're about to talk about during this live shot could be perceived as disturbing materials. Just want to give our viewers a little bit of a warning here. Watching Sean Combs kick and drag and grab Cassie Ventura by her neck and by her hair over and over again. And then at one point, Cassie walks over to a phone that's in this lobby, lobby area of their 6th floor hotel room, and she calls for this instant services, and a security guard comes up, and at that point he's able to separate them, and he walks them down the hallway towards the hotel room where they were. Cassie apparently telling the security officer that she just wants to leave, and Sean Combs reportedly telling her that she's not going to leave. And when they opened the door to that hotel room, there was another man, according to this officer, sitting in the hotel room.
And it gets deeper. Gene Deal, Diddy's ex-bodyguard, revealed that Diddy allegedly called him 58 times begging him to keep quiet. Like, imagine the desperation. Diddy even sent people, his chief of staff, Christina Korum, and his private guards, to monitor people and report back to him. They'd watch who was talking, and Diddy would allegedly use that info to make people disappear. This isn't just sketchy, it's sinister.
And my whole thing about it is that Puff wasn't right what he did to people around us, man. He wasn't right what he did to people around us. Him being hard-headed, not listening, and not telling the truth and constantly lying cost a lot of people their lives, man. It cost a lot of people their lives. I want him to understand. When I told him, if we don't do something to these doors, people gonna die tonight. And forget, and I wanna say F what other people say, everybody know I told him that. Our whole crew know I told him that. From Slick to Nord, Bunny, Big Boy, Eddie, all the people that was with us that night, know I told them that. 9 people end up dead.
Cassie Ventura just named Christina Korum as keeping tabs on her for Diddy. Cassie Ventura is giving her testimony against Diddy right now in his trial, and she just name-dropped Diddy's ex-chief of staff, Christina Korum. Cassie Ventura started her testimony about her early relationship with Diddy, and she even admitted at the very beginning she took E without knowing because it was in a Gatorade bottle. Then she went on to describe the abuse that would start happening to her and how Diddy would keep tabs on her. The government asked Cassie Ventura, how did Diddy keep tabs on you? And she said, we didn't live far apart. He'd send security to come find me or a trusted assistant. Like who? David James or Christina Korum. And we know that Diddy's ex-chief of staff, Christina Korum, has been named in multiple civil lawsuits with Diddy. So the fact that Cassie Ventura just listed her literally sent chills all the way up my spine. Because back in 2018 and prior, during Cassie and Diddy's relationship, I didn't even know if Christina Korum at this time would have any part in any of this. Cassie Ventura points out at this time, Christina Korum was only an assistant for Diddy. She wasn't even Diddy's chief of staff during this time. And I already know that this will not be the last that we hear about Christina Korum. I just didn't know it was happening this early on. Diddy's ex-assistant, Philip Pines, who was on the fall for Diddy, admitted that he testified to the grand jury against Diddy, and he showed us so many pieces of evidence in his documentary interview. He showed text messages between him and Christina Korum of Christina Korum asking for all of these different freak-off supplies.
And then tragedy struck. Victim 3, a key witness who was set to testify, just disappeared, gone, no trace, days before she was scheduled to take the stand. And people still think this is all just a coincidence. She was ready to testify under her own name. She knew the risk. She wasn't hiding, but now she's missing. And everyone's asking the same question, did Diddy make her vanish too?
With the selection of a jury in the Sean Diddy Combs case almost complete, prosecutors are preparing for opening arguments on Monday. But they admit there's a snag. One of their key witnesses against the rapper appears to have gone missing. This comes as we learn that Combs' ex-girlfriend, who was seen on video being assaulted by the rapper, is pregnant. Here's Les Trent.
Is a key witness in the Sean Diddy Combs trial backing out? Victim number 3, as she's called, was set to testify against the music mogul. The name of victim number 3 was going to be revealed when she took the stand, but the woman has apparently gone missing, and prosecutors say they've been unable to reach her.
People just get nervous, and this person could just be nervous and just has had second thoughts.
If the prosecutor can't find this witness, how might it affect the case?
Look, I don't think it's going to have a tremendous effect. The prosecution is going to call a number of alleged victims. So look, this is just one less.
Someone else is also getting cold feet. A juror sent an email to the judge asking to be removed from the panel for issues of personal well-being.
But through it all, 50 Cent is staying loud. He's not scared. In fact, he's dropping bombs. His new Netflix docuseries called Did He Do It is about to hit in early 2025. And trust me, it's going to expose Diddy like never before. Word is Diddy and Kanye are in panic mode, trying to block it with cease and desist orders. But the damage? It's already done.
In particular, Netflix docuseries that you've been working on, Did He Do It?
Right.
You've been saying for years that you feel you knew Diddy's character.
Right.
Yet you said you weren't a part of that lifestyle, you weren't going to the parties. So what makes you so absolutely sure that these kinds of allegations that we've seen against him are true?
Well, I'm surprised by the allegations, as surprised as everyone else is. Like, I didn't make the allegations. I didn't tell people to say these things. It comes out, I see it in the news like everyone else. But I did feel uncomfortable with the way he would present the idea of going to these projects.
To come party with me.
Yeah. And then that swayed me away from it. Just that alone.
So you didn't realize
as much stuff has come. Like when I seen today, it was allegations of 3 men that said he drugged them and it's a long time, to be honest with you. Like when people don't remember being violated for 20 years, it makes me feel a little hard.
What are your thoughts on the allegations against Jay-Z?
That was interesting. When I was saying things, not knowing exactly what I was saying, but I was going with like, where's Jay at? He's mad quiet. Like while the Puffy thing was going on. But it's obvious now that his team was being made aware that he was in those allegations also. You know, so I hope it works out, because with his family, the things that go on internally, those accusations are crazy.
And now, Judge Arun Subramanian just made it official that the freak-off tapes, they're gonna be played in court, but don't get too excited. The judge made it clear these will not be shown to the public or press. The reason? The privacy of the victims. He said, I'm not seeing any case that would suggest in any way, shape, or form that images or videos of these types of acts that are alleged to be would be required to be shown in open court when they pose the obvious risk of re-victimization. And honestly, he's right.
The second thing that was discussed this morning, will the media be able to see video of these freak-offs? During opening statements, we heard that the jurors are going to be able to see video of these freak-offs. These are these sexual encounters between, for instance, Cassie Ventura, as well as another woman, Jane, and male escorts, as well as Sean Diddy Combs. But there's an argument that only the jurors will be able to see these. So we'll have to see what happens. The judge is taking that under advisement. Right now, what's taking place is the continuation of the cross-examination of a man by the name of Daniel Phillip. Julie, he is the male stripper that was hired by, he said, Cassie to engage in sexual acts.
But let's be real here. This trial is turning into the biggest scandal hip-hop has ever seen. People are calling it the industry's Harvey Weinstein moment. And with 50 Cent's docuseries just around the corner, we're nowhere near done. So if you think this is wild, buckle up. You haven't seen anything yet. This story isn't over, not even close. So now, let's talk about how deep the rot really goes. Because what's unraveling in court isn't just about a few parties gone wrong. It's about an entire culture of silence, intimidation, and cover-ups that Diddy allegedly orchestrated for years. People are terrified, and rightfully so. You've got insiders whispering that Diddy kept tabs on everyone, who they spoke to, what they knew, who they might expose. His staff reportedly worked like his eyes and ears, tailing people, listening in, reporting back. This wasn't just celebrity paranoia. It was a full-on surveillance operation. And the pressure wasn't just professional, it was deeply personal. People close to Diddy say he'd manipulate with money, favors, and when that didn't work, threats. And when the threats didn't land, well, people disappeared. And now, with the disappearance of victim 3, this trial has officially crossed into terrifying territory. She was going to testify bravely in her own name, and now she's gone. Just like that. Poof. Are we really supposed to believe that's coincidence? No. The court doesn't believe it either. prosecutors are rattled, the public is shook, and the media, oh, honey, they're salivating. Because this story has everything: money, power, lies, sex, betrayal, and now potential witness tampering at a criminal level. And still Diddy's team is trying to plug the leaks, block the media, shut down 50 Cent's Netflix documentary before it explodes everything wide open. But here's the problem. 50 Cent doesn't scare easily. This is a man who's been shot 9 times. He's taken on the biggest names in the industry, and now he's coming for Diddy with receipts, allegedly. His docuseries, Did He Do It?, promises to drop never-before-seen evidence that could shake the court case and the entire hip-hop scene, and we're hearing whispers that it won't just be about Diddy. Oh no, this doc could expose the inner circle, celebrities, executives, maybe even government connection. It's about to get deep. And let's not forget what Judge Arun Subramanian ruled. Diddy's freak-off tapes will be heard in court, but don't expect any juicy video clips to leak to TMZ or Twitter. The judge made it very clear this is too traumatic, too disturbing, and far too private to show the world. His statement? Straightforward and chilling. I'm not seeing any case that would suggest in any way, shape, or form that images or videos of these types of acts that are alleged to be sexual would be required to be shown in open court when they pose the obvious risk of re-victimization. Re-victimization. That word says it all. Because what happened to these people, the survivors? It wasn't just exploitation, it was trauma. And now they have to relive it on the stand under cross-examination. It's gut-wrenching. And despite all this, Diddy is still trying to move behind the scenes like he's untouchable. Rumors are swirling that he's using Kanye to help shut down the docuseries, filing cease and desists like it's a game. But the clock is ticking. And public opinion? Oh, it's not on his side anymore. The once revered hip-hop mogul is now being painted as a predator. And that kind of fall from grace? It's epic, it's tragic, but some would argue it's long overdue. So let's just recap this madness. Diddy's bodyguard spills secrets and named names. A freaking list of A-listers involved is handed to jurors. Witnesses are mysteriously vanishing. Justin Bieber, Will Smith, T.D. Jakes, distancing themselves. Diddy's lawyers admit he's violent and inexcusable. Homeland Security seizes cash, drugs, and baby oil. Freak-off tapes exist, confirmed, and being used as evidence. LAPD officer reveals Diddy tried to bribe him into silence. A key witness goes missing. Right before testifying, 50 Cent is ready to blow the lid off everything with a Netflix doc. Diddy is allegedly scrambling to kill the release. And it's not over. This trial, it's just heating up. We're looking at the possible destruction of a legacy, the fall of an icon, and maybe even a bigger conspiracy that spans the entertainment world, law enforcement, and even spirituality. Hello, T.D. Jakes? Nothing is off limits anymore. No one is safe. And here's the real kicker. If all these names are in Diddy's tapes, if more celebrities are revealed to have joined in, watched, or even enabled this horror show, then this trial could go down as the biggest scandal in entertainment history. Hollywood won't recover, the music industry won't recover, and the fans, they'll be left questioning who they've been idolizing all along. So if you thought this courtroom bombshell was explosive, just wait, because we're only getting started. And the truth? It's coming for everyone.